This news update is brought to you by...
When you go with Flow, you get to bundle it. Bundling is essential with Flow. Get Flow TV, broadband, and home phone from as low as $160 a month. That's less than $5.50 a day. Plus, upsize your broadband and home packages from only $5. And there's more. You get free movies for 3 months and a 50% off selected TV bolt-on. Trust the network that is built, ready, and proven. This is how we flow. Bundle it.
Sign up before October 31st to get the Flow Sports Premier Pack free for 6 months.
It's Wednesday, November 2nd, and time for your Barbados Today morning update. A warm welcome to you. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Hypocritical and deceitful. That's how incumbent Member of Parliament for Christchurch West, Dr. Maria Agard, is describing recent remarks made by Barbados Labour Party candidate Dr. William Duguid. Agard accused Duguid, who addressed last weekend's BLP convention, of seeking to hoodwink her constituents into believing he was some sort of political savior. And she's calling on the political candidate to tell the people of the constituency the real reason why he abandoned them back in 2009.
Rather than stay and fight for the Barbados Labour Party cause after the Labour Party had lost a shocking, or rather after the Labour Party had suffered a shocking and unexpected defeat in 2008, William Duguid found it necessary to migrate to Canada, leaving a constituency abandoned to be managed by a branch president and a few volunteers, returning to service a constituency 1 week out of every month for no less than 4 years, rather than to do the honourable thing and demit office. In the views of the constituents of Christchurch West, that was a cowardly and contemptuous act, and people have not forgotten that.
Some government workers are expected to take industrial action from today in support of the National Union of Public Workers' push for its president, Akani McDowell, to return to an acting senior position. However, the union has refused to say what form of action it will take or how businesses at government offices will be affected. The NUPW says it will start phased protests, beginning with environmental health officers, that is, who have been summoned to a 10 o'clock meeting at union headquarters this morning. The meeting comes as the union applies pressure on the Personnel Administration Division for a meeting to discuss McDowell's issue. The government has not shut the door on privatization, but it is not prepared to hand over critical services to private interests. That's the assurance from Finance Minister Chris Sinclair, who says the Frondo Stewart administration will only divest state enterprises when they are predominantly commercial and when it makes good sense.
Our history has shown that where, in instances, privatization could work and be viable, we have done so. We privatized the Ara cement plant, which was done first as a public sector enterprise. The Ammon, which was previously Haywoods. We also did the public sector telecommunications, the shares in there. We did prepare for the Insurance Corporation of Barbados as one of the entities that was eventually sold into the private sector. The Barbados National Bank for the eventual privatization which happened under the last government.
Amid widespread debate about whether the government will privatize the Sanitation Service Authority, Sinclair tells Barbados Today that's not the case. He insists the collection of garbage is a service that should be left in the hands of government.
Those services, we believe, are better served being provided from a public sector platform rather than a private sector platform. Things in education, in certain parts of education, of course, public health, and in the healthcare system, sanitation, water, and those types of activities.
Government's legal aid scheme remains under significant financial stress, but attorneys have started to receive outstanding legal aid fees. That's according to President of the Bar Association, Lizelle Weeks, who could not provide details of how much has been paid out so far or to how many attorneys. But she said some payments have been made and lawyers have reactivated their legal aid work. Weeks made the comments yesterday as the association launched its Pro Bono Clinics community outreach program at its Perry Gap, Roebuck Street headquarters.
There's a legal aid scheme which allows for funding of certain types of legal matters before the courts. That scheme is under significant strain at the moment, and you may or may not have recalled that very recently and prior to June of this year, the bar had taken a position that it was not going to handle any legal aid matters until and unless some remuneration was paid for the work that had previously been done. I'll just hasten to add that some payment of some of the claims by the attorneys for the work done has been made, and so attorneys have re-initiated legal aid work.
Sports Now former England captain Ian Botham has described as ridiculous and appalling plans by the country to host its first ever day-night test match next year. England has announced to stage a day-night test against the West Indies in August, with Birmingham already listed as the venue for the fixture. But Botham does not believe the format should be played in England, as Test cricket is already, what he says is, well supported. The series will make England the third nation to stage a day-night test on the heels of Australia's clash against New Zealand in Adelaide last year and Pakistan's ongoing encounter with the West Indies in the United Arab Emirates.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
But Maisie, this Christmas will be the best Belgian Christmas for we. Maisie, it is all because Republic Bank just like Santa Claus. Maisie, fix up the kitchen and a new TV we get in. A special time to commemorate. Republic will help you celebrate.
Get ready to celebrate 50 years of independence right through to the best Bajan Christmas ever with a Make It Happen loan of up to $50,000 from Republic Bank. Give your home a good old Bajan spooser, buy some new furniture and appliances, or take an after-holiday trip to visit loved ones over and away. You could also be one of our lucky winners to share in fabulous prizes. Just visit any branch to apply. Go to republicbarbados.com or call us at 227-2700. We're also available via Skype and FaceTime. Special conditions apply.
In Bajan style, it will be great with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
To news from our regional neighbors, 5 Venezuelan opposition politicians were freed from detention on Monday. Their release came a day after the government and opposition held talks on how to end the country's political crisis. The 5, which the opposition described as political prisoners, had been held on charges ranging from allegedly carrying an explosive device to harming armed forces, and they denied any wrongdoing. Over in Haiti, there could be a further delay in the holding of the much-anticipated presidential and legislative elections. That's according to the country's Provisional Electoral Council. The council says the poll could be postponed if authorities are unable to repair some 300 polling centers damaged last month by Hurricane Matthew. And finally, some worrying statistics from the United Nations Human Rights Office, which says some 950 million girls could get stuck in forced marriages by 2030 if policies to protect them are not applied. The office's concern followed a meeting in which the impact of policies to eliminate child and forced marriages were raised. The agency's chief of women's rights and gender section, Veronica Burge, revealed that the child enforcement marriage was still quite widespread in a number of countries.
Even when a good legislation is in place, there continue to be the existence at the same time of religious or traditional laws that are applied in certain parts of the country, which are contrary to what's established in the law. There is a need also to adopt comprehensive policies to move beyond simply protecting girls from marriage to expanding their choices beyond marriage. And this, we find, is a gap in many of the efforts to address child and forced marriages.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and Bus Terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.